Will and Kate Middleton have had at least 5 royal residences within 15 years, and they just moved into their newest forever home, Forest Lodge, a 250-acre estate also located in Windsor Great Park in southeast England, and estimated to be worth about £22 million. And the residency of Will and Kate required the further enclosure of huge swaths of the Royal Public Park. Their recent renovations to Forest Lodge are estimated to have cost around £2 to £3 million. Not counting for inflation, the total estimated value of their 4 forever homes is about £678 million. Not counting for inflation, the total estimated cost of their renovations to their 4 separate forever homes is about £24 million.
Let's give it a quick drop and split the orange clean in half.
Residence 5. In 2025, 10 years after being gifted with Amner Hall in Eastern England, and only 10 years after renovating Amner Hall for the first time and apartment 1A for the third time, and only 3 years after purchasing and renovating Adelaide Cottage, Will and Kate started renting at market rate Forest Lodge, a 250-acre estate, which is also located in Windsor Great Park in southeast England. Recall that Windsor Great Park is a royal public park of 5,000 acres, which is about 6 times larger than Central Park in New York. Forest Lodge itself sits on about 250 acres, which is the size of about 190 football fields. Whereas Adelaide Cottage only had 4 bedrooms, Forest Lodge is said to have 8 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms, as well as multiple reception rooms and long grand galleries, but with allegedly no room for in-house staff. As with Adelaide Cottage, round-the-clock staff and security at Forest Lodge will be housed virtually adjacent and nearby properties on the 250-acre estate, significantly impacting the public, both in greater restrictions on public access to public parks and with dramatically increased security costs, due to Forest Lodge's highly public location within a public park. As it is, local residents are seething over the fresh, new Will and Kate exclusion zone that their move to Forest Lodge caused to be created. This 6-mile exclusion zone, cutting through a public park, forced the closure of a children's environmental education center, a non-profit. Recall that one of Kate's many important projects this year was to have others produce and release on her behalf 4 videos celebrating each season. And also recall that Kate's very important platform is the importance of early childhood and how important it is for everyone to get closer to nature. But, Forest Lodge needs a 6-mile exclusion zone because they want to live in their 4th forever home located in a public park. I suppose instead of going to the now closed Children's Environmental Education Center, those kids can just go online and watch those so important videos about each season. That should really make up for the closure of an environmental education center. The market value of Forest Lodge today is estimated to be around £22 million. In 2001, Forest Lodge was listed for rent at around £15,000 per month. In 2025, adjusted for inflation, the monthly rate could be around £22,000 for rent every month. £22,000. Will and Kate secured a 20-year lease with the Crown Estate starting on July 5th and promptly renovated Forest Lodge. Renovating an 8-bedroom, 6-bathroom mansion in England can easily cost £300,000 to £600,000 or more, not including those all-important security upgrades, not including the further enclosure of even more public grounds, and the removal of existing tenants. Existing tenants whose legal leases were abruptly vacated once Will and Kate decided they wanted Forest Lodge. You heard me correctly. People who lived there had to leave, even though they had legal leases. In 2015, the estimated renovation costs for the 10-bedroom Amner Hall was said to be about £1.5 to £2 million. Adjusted for inflation, it's likely the renovations to the even larger Forest Lodge in 2025 cost around £2 to £3 million or more. £3 million for renovations, because it's your 4th forever home and you swear you're not going to move again because this forever home is the real forever home. Not the other forever homes, but this one. fourth one is the charm?
Let's give it a quick drop and split the orange clean in half.
By 2025, and not adjusted for inflation, Will and Kate allegedly spent about £24 million on renovations on all 4 of their forever homes. UK taxpayers footed about 60% of the cost, which means UK taxpayers paid around £15 million, and likely more, since these figures are not adjusted for inflation. £15 million for renovations. Recall that £15 million could buy laptops for 40,000 school children. £15 million could pay 500 school teachers for a year. £15 million could buy a Big Mac for every single person living in Toronto, Canada, or Kiev, Ukraine. Let's spread the cost out evenly over 14 years. That means each year, the average cost to the UK taxpayer for Will and Kate's many forever home renovations was about £1.2 million, per year. Let's also pretend gender parity exists and evenly split the £1.2 million the UK taxpayers were charged every year for Will and Kate's many forever home renovations. Let's also forget that Charles at least worked over 600 events in less than 9 months. Will worked 27 events or days in 12 months. This means Will was paid about £20,000 for each of his work events this year. If you add in the money the UK taxpayers were charged for his 6 vacations, this means Will was paid about £23,500 for each of his 27 work events this year. £23,500 for a day of work. £23,500 per work event. Work events that included attending football matches, that included attending Wimbledon finals, that included attending Royal Ascot, which is a horse race. Work events that included a week-long charity event in Brazil. Work events that included, work. £23,500 for each one. Let's take a look at Kate. Kate worked 14 events or days in 12 months. This means Kate was paid about £40,000 for each of her work events this year. If you add in the money the UK taxpayers were charged for her 6 vacations, this means Kate was paid about £47,000 for each of her 14 work events this year. How much would you love to be paid £47,000 for just getting out of bed in the morning? £47,000. That is about $64,000. Recall that $60,000 is the median household income for people in the United States. This means each time Kate twirled her wiglet up into a bun, or refused to share her umbrella with young children of color, or showed up at Wimbledon, Kate earned the equivalent of a year's salary in the United States. Hard work if you can get it. As a reminder, Kate is estimated to be worth $10 million. Will is estimated to be worth well over $100 million, not including his hard assets worth over $1 billion. And just as a reminder, about 5 countries around the world have a GDP around $1 billion. That includes Grenada, Vanuatu, and Comoros. When Charles passes, Will's personal wealth is projected to exceed $3 billion. Will is currently worth over £1 billion. £1 billion could build 40 new schools. £1 billion could pay nearly 30,000 teachers for a year. £1 billion could feed all the children in London their school lunches for an entire year.
Let's give it a quick drop and split the orange clean in half.
We at Billionaires News Now welcome your comments regarding the billionaires who are missing from this list. We invite your suggestions for the billionaires who should be included here, or who should be sent to the guillotine, or to the mouth of the volcano, an active volcano, or the Vermette Arena to fight to the finish. Billionaires News Now is here for you.